Okay, it is time to start editing your pictures. You have selected your best 3, you have printed your contact sheet. We're now going to get our images ready for printing. You are going to start by doing our basic things. Step number 1 is always to crop our pictures. Remember, we want to be up here on width, height, resolution, not down here 4x6. It's not going to be the right size. We want to make sure we type it in. So it should be 4IN for inches, 6 inches, and 300. Now when I do that, I'm going to see the crop box, but it's cutting off too much. It's vertical and I want it to be horizontal. If you just click these 2 arrows, it goes the other way. So this is how much is going to fit on the sheet of paper. So I can move it around and decide what I want to keep, like this. I could make it even smaller if I want less of that. Or I can stretch it out a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go, actually I like it kind of small. And if you notice it's a little bit tilted, I can go out here to the edge and I can rotate it just so that bridge looks like it's straight and the buildings look like they're a little straighter. So I'm going to change that just a little bit so this building right in the center looks straight. And then I hit either check mark up here or return on my keyboard. Either one is fine. Let's zoom back in, Command plus. Okay, so now that I have this ready to go, step 1 was to crop my picture so it's 4x6. Step 2, I'm going to go fix my levels on here. So the first thing I want to do is go to my adjustments, go to levels, and I just want to check. The black is right there at the start of the histogram. If I look at the white up here, I see a spike, which means I'm good. I can grab the gray and go lighter or darker. And everything looks okay, but I don't like how bright the sky is. So now I'm going to use my quick selection tool. And I'm going to go select some of the sky here, some of the sky there, and I'm going to go up here to my select and mask. I'm going to feather things so the edges are nice and fuzzy, like that. I'm going to hit OK. Now I'm going to go back to my adjustments and do levels again, and this time I'm going to grab the gray, and as I change that, ooh, that sky is much better. I'm going to bring some color into that sky. That looks so much better. I could do the same thing over here and say I want to fix maybe these buildings, fix that. Again, selected mask. I'm going to feather that, hit OK. If I do my adjustments and do levels, I can change some of the things on here too. So maybe I want the whites to be brighter on this one, bring those whites in, and just adjust. If I open and close the eye, I can see my before and after, my before and after. So you're going to go ahead and fix your picture and look for all those small things and go into different sections. Do all of your levels first. Then, after you've done your levels, let's go play with some color. I'm going to go to my vibrancy and see what happens if I give it a little bit of color, maybe a little saturation. Oh, that's nice. I can start to see this building gets a little brighter. The reds along here get a little stronger. Some pink comes out in this building. Let's look at our before and our after. Just a little boost to that. I could select the water and do the water in vibrancy and color separately. So I'm going to do just a quick section so you can see what that would look like. Always select and mask just to kind of be sneaky and hide everything. Then I'm going to my adjustments. I'm going to do another vibrancy. I'm going to do some saturation on this water. Get a little bit of color. That's very subtle, but now I got some nice yellow reflections in here. So before water, after water, just a lot brighter. I'm going to do all of those things, and then my last adjustment is I could do selective color and I could change the color of these things. So I could say my reds, do I want them to be more or less red? I can adjust individual colors for how they feel. I could go into my yellows and just start to play with things and see what happens with those and what color do I want them to be. So I start with my levels, then I do my vibrance, then I end with my selective color. Again, I started first just by cropping my picture. Now don't forget, you have all kinds of other things that you can do. Remember, we did our black and white. We have that option. And we did our brush tool on this black and white layer. And we put black in front because our mask over here is white. And with my brush tool, I could just go in and I could just paint out one section like this, and maybe I want just this boat to have a little bit of color. And I could zoom in, make sure my edges are nice and clean. And if I, go too far, like, uh-oh, I got some of the water, remember, just flip it back into white and you can just cover that back up. So you have nice clean edges. If I want this last little part, I can make my tool smaller and I can go in and carefully paint out the things that should be in color. There we go. Make some of these things stand out. So when I zoom out, I have just a little bit of color inside there. Maybe I want to do the sky, maybe just one building. All of those things are things that you can choose, but you're going to edit your best 3 down to make them amazing pictures. So once I've edited this picture, remember, I want to go to File, Save As, and you're going to save it into your folder. You're going to find your ID, you're going to save it into your Photo 1 folder and make sure you have that saved. It will say PSD at the end of it, and that is for Photoshop document. It'll keep all your layers, all those great things in case you need to work on it the next day. So you would just hit save. When you are going to send it to the Dropbox, remember you're going to go to File, and you go to Export, and you go to Export As. Save as for you, export as for me. In the Export As, you want to make sure it is JPEG on the top. That looks good. We say Export. And then, remember, we're going to go to the Leiden server, the Dropbox. You're going to go find my name. You're going to go to your hour, either period 2 or period 3. You're going to go to Photo 1. And inside here, we are looking for the Elements and Principles folder, ENP. That is where you're going to be saving your work. Please remember to put your name. Okay, if you don't put your name on there, then all the files will save over each other. So for the first one, it'll be your name number 1. That's your first picture. When you do your second picture, just make it number 2, and your third picture, make it number 3. You don't need to put the number sign in there. You don't need to put dots or anything else like that. You don't need anything. Just your name and then the number. You will hit save, and it will be in the Dropbox. Do not worry about printing right now. We will print later. I just this week want you to get your contact sheet. You're going to edit 3 pictures, save them into your folder, and export them into the Dropbox, into the Elements and Principles folder. All right, that's it. That's kind of our run through of just how we get pictures, edit pictures, and save pictures. Good luck.